Hello. Today we will explore 10 inspiring quotes by Samuel Langhorne that can change your perspective on life. 1. The quote, 20 years from now you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do, emphasizes the importance of courage, initiative, and taking opportunities in life. Mark Twain suggests that regret often comes not from mistakes or failed attempts, but from chances we were too afraid to pursue. When people avoid risks, new experiences, or important decisions because of fear or doubt, they may later look back with a sense of missed potential. Trying something, even if it leads to failure, usually provides valuable lessons, personal growth, and memorable experiences. In contrast, never trying can leave lasting questions about what might have been possible. The quote encourages individuals to step outside their comfort zones, explore new paths, and pursue their ambitions with confidence. In essence, Twain's message is that life is richer when people act boldly and follow their curiosity, because experiences and efforts shape meaningful memories, while inaction often leads to deeper and longer-lasting regret. 2. The quote, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started," highlights the importance of taking the first step toward any goal or ambition. Mark Twain suggests that many people delay their dreams or plans because they wait for the perfect moment, better conditions, or complete confidence. However, progress rarely begins without action. The most difficult part of achieving something new is often simply starting. Once a person begins working toward a goal, momentum develops, experience grows, and the path forward becomes clearer. Starting transforms ideas into real efforts and allows individuals to learn, adapt, and improve along the way. Even small beginnings can eventually lead to significant achievements if they are followed by consistent effort. The quote encourages people to overcome hesitation, fear, or procrastination, and take the initiative to act. In essence, Twain's message is that success is not reserved for those who have perfect plans, but for those who are willing to begin, because every accomplishment starts with the courage to take the first step. 3. The quote, "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything," highlights the simplicity and freedom that come with honesty. Mark Twain suggests that telling the truth keeps life straightforward, because there is no need to keep track of different stories or maintain complicated lies. When a person lies, they must remember what they said before in order to keep the deception consistent, which can create stress, confusion, and the risk of being exposed. In contrast, honesty removes this burden because the truth remains constant and does not require adjustment or correction. The quote also emphasizes that honesty builds trust and credibility in relationships, making communication clearer and more reliable. People who value truthfulness often experience greater peace of mind because they are not worried about being caught in contradictions. In essence, Twain's message is that honesty simplifies life and strengthens character, reminding us that telling the truth is not only morally right, but also the easiest and most practical path in the long run. 4. The quote, "Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see," emphasizes the universal power of compassion and goodwill. Mark Twain suggests that kindness goes beyond spoken words or physical perception. Even people who cannot hear or see can still feel and understand acts of kindness through gestures, actions, and genuine care. Kindness is expressed through empathy, respect, patience, and helpful behavior, which can be understood by anyone regardless of language, culture, or physical ability. The quote highlights that human connection does not always depend on complex communication. Simple acts of generosity or understanding can speak more clearly than words. When people treat others with kindness, they create trust, comfort, and a sense of shared humanity. In essence, Twain's message is that kindness is a universal form of communication that transcends barriers, reminding us that compassion and goodwill can reach people in ways that words alone sometimes cannot. 5. The quote, "Never put off till tomorrow what may be done day after tomorrow just as well," is a humorous and ironic reflection on procrastination. Mark Twain playfully reverses the common advice that encourages people not to delay their tasks. Instead, he suggests that if something does not truly require immediate action, it might just as well be postponed even further. Through this humor, Twain draws attention to the human tendency to delay responsibilities and avoid work when possible. The quote highlights how people sometimes justify procrastination by convincing themselves that a task is not urgent. At the same time, Twain's wit invites readers to reflect on their habits and recognize how easily procrastination can become a pattern that prevents progress. While the quote is meant to be amusing, it also subtly reminds us of the importance of balance between rest and responsibility. In essence, Twain uses humor to illustrate a common human behavior, encouraging people to think about when delaying tasks is harmless and when it might hold them back from achieving their goals. 6. The quote, "The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up," highlights the positive connection between kindness and personal happiness. Mark Twain suggests that when people focus on helping or uplifting others, they often improve their own mood as well. Instead of concentrating only on their own problems or negative emotions, individuals can shift their attention toward acts of kindness, encouragement, or support. Simple gestures, such as offering a kind word, helping someone in need, or making another person smile, can create a sense of purpose and fulfillment. This process often leads to a positive emotional cycle. When someone brings happiness to another person, they experience gratitude, connection, and a deeper sense of satisfaction themselves. The quote also reflects the idea that happiness grows when it is shared. In essence, Twain's message is that kindness is not only beneficial for others, but also for ourselves, reminding us that one of the most effective ways to feel better is to bring light and encouragement into someone else's life. 7. The quote, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear," explains the true meaning of bravery and inner strength. Mark Twain suggests that courage does not mean living without fear or never feeling afraid. Fear is a natural human emotion that appears when people face danger, uncertainty, or important challenges. Instead of eliminating fear completely, courage is shown when a person learns to control it and act despite feeling afraid. By resisting fear and mastering it, individuals prove their determination and strength of character. This perspective helps people understand that feeling fear does not make them weak. Rather, overcoming fear and continuing forward is what defines real bravery. The quote encourages individuals to face challenges with confidence, recognizing that fear can be managed through determination, preparation, and self-belief. In essence, Twain's message is that courage is not about being fearless, but about having the strength to confront fear and move forward anyway. 8. The quote, "Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter," expresses a lighthearted yet meaningful perspective on aging and attitude. Mark Twain suggests that age is often more a matter of perception than a strict limitation. While the number of years a person has lived is a physical reality, the way someone thinks about their age can strongly influence how they feel and behave. If individuals constantly focus on getting older and see age as a restriction, they may feel less energetic, less capable, or less willing to pursue new experiences. However, if they choose not to be overly concerned about their age, they can maintain curiosity, enthusiasm, and an active approach to life. The quote encourages people to focus on their mindset rather than their years. In essence, Twain's message is that youthfulness and vitality often come from attitude, reminding us that maintaining a positive outlook and an open mind can keep life exciting regardless of age. 9. The quote, "A person who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read," emphasizes the importance of using opportunities for learning and education. Mark Twain suggests that the ability to read is a powerful skill because it opens the door to knowledge, ideas, and understanding of the world. However, if a person who can read chooses not to use this ability, they gain no real benefit from it. In this sense, they are in the same position as someone who never learned how to read at all. The quote highlights the value of curiosity and the responsibility that comes with knowledge. Reading allows individuals to explore new perspectives, develop critical thinking, and grow intellectually. By refusing to read or learn, people limit their potential for personal development and understanding. In essence, Twain's message is that knowledge becomes meaningful only when it is actively pursued and used. The ability to learn is a valuable gift, but it must be embraced and practiced to truly make a difference in a person's life. 10. The quote, "Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life," encourages optimism, mindfulness, and the intentional pursuit of joy. Mark Twain suggests that each day holds potential for happiness, growth, and memorable experiences, but it is up to us to embrace that potential. By approaching each day with a positive mindset and openness to opportunities, We can find beauty and meaning even in ordinary moments. This attitude involves appreciating the small things, being present, and actively seeking experiences that bring fulfillment and connection with others. Twain's message also reminds us not to dwell excessively on past regrets or future worries, but to focus on making the most of the present. By giving every day a chance to be special, we cultivate gratitude, joy, and a richer sense of life. In essence, the quote teaches that the quality of our days depends largely on our perspective and choices, and by approaching life with enthusiasm and awareness, we can transform ordinary days into extraordinary ones. If you enjoyed these quotes by Samuel Langhorne Clemens, subscribe to the channel, give a like, and leave a comment to share your thoughts and make sure you don't miss new videos.